ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our quick roundup on State Budget 2015. We've made a commitment to come out to our members as soon as we possibly can on what we see as the big issues from this state budget. Now, it won't surprise you that given the fact that this state is facing record unemployment, both at a general level and at a youth level, we were really hoping for the most aggressive budget in terms of sustainable new job creation. So you can imagine we were looking for anything that would drive jobs in the state and therefore anything that would drive economic growth. We know that we can't create more jobs in the public sector. It's counterproductive. We know that we look to a mainly small to medium-sized employer sector to create those new jobs. So what is it in this budget that was good news for the small to medium-sized employer sector? Well, the first thing I'd say is that we do welcome the continuation of the temporary payroll tax relief for small employers. So another 12 months of that is a welcome relief for small employers who need every encouragement to employ staff and to retain staff. So that's great. We also recognise that the stamp duty changes around non-land assets, non-real estate assets will help companies and businesses with their arrangements, but to be fair, other states have been doing that for some time. Also, a phased-in stamp duty relief around commercial property obviously will promote investment. But the fact is we don't see the kind of aggressive budget to drive jobs growth that we were hoping for. It's not that we just need some mild job growth, we actually need not hundreds but thousands of jobs created in this state. Obviously there's infrastructure projects there that are finishing now. There's some small ones that have been announced and they will create some jobs, we accept that. But in terms of creating that confidence in the business community, the employer community and the private sector to really go out there and hire people, hire that extra apprentice, that extra trainee, unfortunately we don't see that kind of aggression coming out of this budget in the way that we'd like. In fact, overall, we see that there'll be government fees will increase in charges over the next forward estimates. We also see that as a whole, tax will increase. So, you know, at a time when people are looking to be more competitive against other states, we still believe we've got a bit of an uphill battle. The other thing is those big economic, leveraged sustainable projects that are going to drive growth, that are going to drive sustainable job growth are just not there. We've come off a number of large infrastructure projects that have been important, but those ones that will really drive our economy seem to be missing from this budget. So from our point of view, look, it's great that there's a surplus, but we know to a certain extent that that surplus was driven by things like debt swaps with SA Water because of the interest that the government's not paying, but SA Water will be paying. We know it's supported by extra GST receipts, which is great, but also it's supported by some of the MAC funding, the Motor Accident Commission funds. So great to have a surplus, but right now I think most South Australians would trade off a modest surplus for serious job growth and serious future job opportunities for their kids. Now, look, to end on a positive note, there are a few things that we absolutely accept. We believe that funding going into tourism is a really important step and it's a very constructive step. Tourism, there's about 1 in every 12 jobs are related to tourism in the state. That's one of the areas where we think some employment can grow. International education is a real jewel in our crown. We're pleased to see that's been recognised. We also recognise that the government is open for business and they've created a fund for inbound investment and for companies to come and invest here. Look, of course we support that. We support anything that will create export opportunities, anything that will support direct investment and companies moving here. It goes without saying. The one thing we'd say is 15 million enough, because we really have to be aggressive about opening new markets and attracting new companies. But anyway, those are the main points. From our point of view, we'll continue to analyse what is a lot of detail, and we'll come back with that analysis in due course. But as part of our commitment, we just wanted to come out and say, yeah, there's some good things there, but frankly, in terms of really driving jobs in this state, we're still looking for those answers. Thanks very much.